Good morning, third graders. Today we are going to be talking about moving the U.S. mail in your Journey's Close Reader. Today is Thursday and your assignment is to do pages 98 to page 101. So let's get started. We're going to be continuing to focus on text evidence today. Remember, evidence is proof or something that you can use from the text to back up whatever claim you are making. So as we go through, we are going to look for that evidence. Okay, we're going to start on page 98. I'd like you to follow along with me. I'm going to read through it for you and with you. I'd like you to follow along, and then when we come to the short responses, you can just pause the video and you can answer incomplete sentences with capitals and periods. You can answer those short responses and then restart the video, and we'll keep cruising on through until we get to 101. Okay, here we go. So we're going to start with the background. Today, the United States Postal delivers billions of pieces of mail each year. Billions. Many people work hard to deliver mail to the right address at top speed. The mail service has come a long way since the early days, as you'll find out. Setting a purpose. Read the text to learn about the history of the U.S. mail. So this piece of text that we're reading today, do you think the author's purpose is to entertain, inform, or persuade? If you were to take a guess, what would you say? If you said it's to inform, you are correct. Good job. Okay, here's the title, Moving the U.S. Mail. Number 1, read. As you read, look for text evidence. Circle the title, then circle the heading that tells about the text on this page. So 2 jobs here. Circle the title, and then circle the heading that tells about the text on this page. The heading and the title are 2 different things. Underline the words that tell who delivered mail in colonial times. Okay, so we are going to circle the title and the heading, and we're going to underline who delivered the mail in colonial times. Pause the video and follow those directions and then restart me. Okay, now we're on to the United States Postal Service. If you chose this as your heading, you are correct. So you should have circled Moving the U.S. Mail as the title and the United States Postal Service as your heading. The United States Postal Service has changed over the years. In colonial times, all kinds of people helped deliver mail. Sometimes letters managed to get through, sometimes they didn't. Okay, now we're on page 99. Number 2, read. As you read, look for text evidence. Circle the heading that tells about one section of text on this page. Underline a reason mail is now delivered faster. So 2 jobs. Circle the heading that tells you about one of the sections of text on the page, and then underline a reason that you know the mail moves faster now than it did before. Getting mail brings pleasure to many, but it has never been easy to deliver. Today, the Postal Service makes a sincere effort to deliver the mail. See if you can figure out what sincere means in that context. Use your context clues. Use the sentence before and after to see if you can figure out what the word sincere means, and then put it right here in this blank spot under the word sincere. Currently, it delivers hundreds of millions of messages daily. Transportation changes. Having conversations by mail has gotten much faster. Why is this? Transportation has improved. Long ago, people carried mail on foot, horseback, and stagecoaches. Today's mail is loaded onto trucks and planes. Okay, so using our context clues, what do you think a stagecoach is? You may even remember we talked about something similar a few chapters ago when we talked about wagons, stagecoaches. Go ahead and write down what you think a stagecoach is right here. Okay, now that we've read the text, it's time to read and discuss. So they want you to reread the page. Why is it important to reread, third graders? I read it to you once, but what would be a benefit of reading it again? If you said that you can get more details and the message can become clearer, you can have more answers, you can understand the topic better, those are all great answers for why we would reread an assignment, and it's a great strategy to use. Reread the page. Why has mail delivery improved so much? Cite your evidence in your discussion. Okay. How has mail delivery changed from earlier times? How does this help people? Cite details in your text in your response. So how has mail delivery changed from a long time ago, and how does this change now help people get the mail faster or get their messages more often? Okay, pause here and complete all of those directions, and then you can turn to page 100 when you're ready. Okay, page 100. Part 4, read. As you read, guess what we're going to do? We're going to look for that evidence. Circle the years on the timeline. Oh, my third graders know I love timelines. A timeline is in what order, third graders? Did you say chronological? That is right. Chronological means it's in order by date, usually from the earliest date all the way to the latest date. Circle the years on the timeline. Okay, so we know that. We have several years on the timeline for you to circle. Underline timeline text that tells about the fastest form of mail delivery. Golden moments of mail history. Gold was discovered in California in 1848. People rushed west. The California Gold Rush inspired faster mail delivery. It would be a long time until they could have a reunion with their families, so gold seekers wanted mail from home. Pony Express riders carried mail to California in 1860 and 1861. Their rides could be full of terror. They faced blizzards and bandits. What do you think a bandit is? In 1869, the Transcontinental Railroad linked railroads in the east with California. The mail moved even faster because now we have a new word here, transcontinental. The continent that we live on is North America. Trans is transportation or movement. So this means that the railroad now went from the East Coast to the West Coast. And so you could get mail all the way across the country. Okay, so delivery times, New York to San Francisco. Pony Express, 13 to 14 days by train to Missouri, then on horseback. And that's between the 1800s and the 1900s. Okay. Then later on, closer to the 1900s, the Transcontinental Railroad only took 7 days. So it went from taking 2 weeks with a horse to 1 week with the railroad. That's a big difference. And then we have a huge jump, okay, to the time that we're in now, which is 2020. So you can see where the little dot is after the year 2000. So now we have airplanes that can bring our mail across the country in 6 to 7 hours. That's really fast. Okay, part 5, reread. Look at the timeline. What 2 big improvements happened in mail delivery after the Pony Express? So after the Pony Express, look at these 2 improvements in the mail and write down how it improved. Which one is more recent? Cite details from your text in your response. Remember how we talked about when we need to cite details, the S on detail means that it's plural, and plural means more than one. So you're expected to write at least 2 details in your response about how you know that which one is more recent and what improvements have been made. Okay, last page. Part 6, reread. As you read, look for text evidence, circle a word that helps you understand the meaning of delayed. Delayed. Each year around February 14th, that's Valentine's Day, mail from around the world takes a detour. This mail isn't slowed by blizzards or bandits, it's delayed by love. In honor of Valentine's Day, cards are mailed to the small town of Valentine, Texas. They get the town's postmark and go on their final destination. Okay, and then we've got a bold portion of text here, which is always important to note when you're reading nonfiction, because if it's in bold, that means it's really important and you want to make sure you read it. Each year in Valentine, Texas, the school holds a design contest. The city council chooses the loveliest design to be used as that year's postmark. Very cool. So now we want to make sure that we are writing what we think detour means and destination means. Reread and discuss. Reread those pages. What information can you learn from the caption that you can't learn from the image of the envelope on the main text? Okay, so we've got a picture and a caption. My third graders should know what that is. A picture right here usually goes with a caption. And remember, third graders, a caption is 1 or 2 sentences that explain the picture. So here's the caption, here's the picture. How is the information on this page different from what you learned on earlier pages? Cite text evidence in your response. So once you have completed that, you can go ahead and finish up and then be done for the day. Make sure that you take pictures of your assignment and send it to me as soon as you can. Bye.